Good afternoon, everybody. So, I've been given roughly 10 to 15 minutes, okay? So, I thought of not using a presentation. My name is Raja. I am the CIO of Wipro. I'm very excited to be here. It's a real honor to be present at this session and meet all of you. The topic is mobility, or, there is another word called digital today, right? So, it's around 15 minutes. I'll try and do justice to whatever I believe based on my reading, what we are doing in the company, what I speak to my peers all about, and what is happening in the industry as a whole. Today when I was coming into Hyderabad, unfortunately flights don't work as per roundtable or panel discussion schedules. So I was pretty early into Hyderabad, so I had nothing else to do. So I was reading some stuff on my mobile, and one of the articles was about what is happening, what are the top technology trends of 2015, which is a month away from now. I don't think I don't have better things to do. It's just that I have to put my operating plan by around mid of January, so I was just reading up, right? So no other reason. And Gartner has come out with this analysis. So I was reading a blog from Padma Shri Warrior. She is the CTO and head of strategy at Cisco, right? And second on a list is mobile. And the statement is, if it doesn't work on mobile, then it doesn't work at all, right? So that's how important mobility is. And in that article, same article, it goes around, there is an IDC research which says by 2017, 71.5% of all the devices which will be shipped will be either mobiles or tablets, okay? The rest will be desktops and laptops. So that's where the world is going to. Now, bulk of it will be consumed by consumers, right? But there is a strong back pressure on the enterprises as well, particularly because of two reasons. I think there are two broad areas of mobility which worth mention. One is the entire world of digital business. Now, it's no longer okay to talk about Uber and Ola cabs and all that because of the unfortunate event which has happened in Delhi and a follow-up which is happening in terms of their practices and policies. But if you look at their business models, the key is the mobile app, right? That's, you can do everything. Twitter even had a help desk which was a Twitter account, right? Uber had a, so that's how the new generation economy is evolving. So that's one area where mobility will play a key role. And the second is within the enterprise, right? So we as employees, I talk to my daughter on WhatsApp. And so that's the experience I expect within the enterprises. Now, what do we have traditionally in the enterprises are blue screens, and I don't want to name the companies, but you have to get down, open your laptop, and do an approval, right? And that's no longer cool. People want to be having access to information and able to do transactions from anywhere and from any device. And that's what mobility will play, along with cloud and analytics will play a key role going forward. Now, this poses a serious challenge for enterprises in the sense that today the word applications has been replaced by what is called apps, right? We don't have the patience today to wait for a project which will be done in 2 to 3 years time frame. We take a transaction and enable it in 15 days. We hear about terms like DevOps and all that. Essentially, it means that how soon can I get this thing on the mobile, right? And easy. So if you look at mobile operating platforms, the most mature are Android and iOS and Windows now. BlackBerry is trying to revive, but the challenges with CIO organizations across the world is that how do I choose one app which is built for the mobile? You will hear about the term called mobile first. So HTML5 is something which has evolved over the period of time, and responsive designs. And the future, or even today, people are no longer developing native apps, they are developing hybrid apps through the use of HTML5. And there is this other area which is driving a lot of the way how designs are done, and that's called user experience, right? The core, all this while we focused on what we were capable of, and we used to dish out, this is what is there. It's almost like some of the old Irani restaurants. If there is a restaurant owner here, I'm extremely sorry. But today, it's no longer the case. I don't remember when in Wipro we have developed an application keeping left-handers in mind. Have you ever tried to click on an enter button, right, with a mouse on a screen which is on the right side? It's extremely painful, right? Like it's for us to go over to the other side. So those are the things which will drive. Now, it's also important, we will get over this hump. We will be able to do it. There are a lot of companies who are doing it. But the key thing will be IT security, which is a concern. Now, when we talk about IT security, or the information security, data prevention, data leak prevention, I think that we need to look at it from 3-4 perspectives. One is data at rest and how do we protect it. Things like rights management, RMS, etc., are solutions to that. Extremely painful because people generate confidential document all the time, and you really cannot have a governance to control that. The second part of the story is, is almost like role-based access. If I am the CEO, I am supposed to see everything. But if I am a project manager, I am supposed to see something else. If I am a stores in charge, I am supposed to see something else. This needs to be controlled at the application level itself. Third is productivity apps, which is your office documents, mail, and all that stuff. Till now, we had on-premise, so technologies like AirWatch, the MDM solution providers, right? AirWatch, Citrix, Mobile Iron, all these companies you did a very good job. Now, there is suddenly this move towards either Google Docs and Mails or Office 365 from Microsoft, right? And these cannot be secured. So, you cannot put a container within a mobile app where you can secure this. And third, obviously, is this, and if you extrapolate that, you can't do that for any of the cloud-based applications as well. And what you can secure is the data center apps. Finally, I think on mobility, I think the thing which is important to understand is that in future, if not today, there will be a widespread use of location and context which a mobile captures. What I mean is I can, while I was coming here, I saw a Forum Mall which has opened up recently, I think. If you walk into that store, you can actually get a personalized marketing campaigns. So how does the system know that it is you and you are interested in this kind of products? And that's the power of location and context. Imagine extrapolate this to various other use cases which can be put in future and which you cannot do on static web-based applications. So it's a very exciting journey, a lot of things to worry about. It's no longer about corporates buying their own devices. You will have adoption of BYOD, which is bring your own device. Nowadays, it has got extended to bring your everything, actually. So, and in that context, how do you manage? So we will have a hybrid, which is completely corporate provided devices, hybrid devices, partially managed devices, and unmanaged devices. So it's very interesting. IT security on mobile has still not evolved fully, right? We have elements of it coming out. All companies are working on it. But it's going to be exciting next 1 to 2 years. I can't project 3 years because I don't know what will come next. I leave to the, I've already exhausted my 15 minutes. Okay, I'm good. Okay. On social, and social and mobile are correlated but not correlated as well. If I ask you how many of you are on Facebook, I'm sure that, there's one gentleman there, I am there. The rest I don't think are the Facebook generation. But, I have a 17-year-old at home, right? It's called the millennials, I think, right? So Not strictly, she was born some 3-4 years before that. But the way this generation engages, right, and the way this generation learns is completely different from what we learned and how we engaged, right? So today what will happen is that, people like to be anonymous. When I was growing up, I think the only interest I had in life was when will school get over and I can go into a cricket field and play cricket and meet all my friends. Today, my daughter doesn't go to play anything actually. She just goes into WhatsApp, and she was earlier into Facebook, but now I think she's going into more WhatsApp. And so that's what is happening. There's almost like an alter ego getting developed. Some years back, we had something called Second Life, right? Means I don't know how many of you remember Second Life. It did not go on beyond a point because it was too complex. But that's what people are doing today. If I look at the demographics at Wipro, I think around 65 to 70% of the people are below the age of 28, right? And imagine we have to train all these people, they have to be made productive in projects and all that. And getting them into classrooms and making them go through months and months of training programs is becoming extremely difficult, right? Means nobody wants to learn it that way anymore. So social as a mode of collaboration will become very, very big in enterprises. We rolled out a tool called Yammer, which is from Microsoft, on middle of around Independence Day. And on the first day itself, we had 25,000 people who joined voluntarily, right? And I can tell you interesting use cases which people have used. One, of course, is connecting with people and common interests like photography and things like that. The second, obviously, is more serious topic around technology discussions like we are having now, and that's happening in a virtual world, right, on a Yammer. Third is, in a sales situation, it's being leveraged for sales as well, saying somebody says, I want to go and make a proposal to a customer on this area. Anybody else who knows this subject or has a case study of any other customer in some other geography, and really, within 5 minutes you get that. It was not possible otherwise. I have seen instances of people saying, I don't have a project, can you help me find a project? And this is what I know. And that has also become, it's not that we didn't have other channels of deploying projects, people into projects. That's another thing which is happening. We have seen leaders carrying out what is called Yam Jam sessions. So, we had all hands meet where it used to be a monologue and 4 questions at the end, because invariably the leader would keep on speaking like me, right? So it was never an engagement. Today with Yam Jam sessions, what is happening is people are asking uncomfortable questions. Uncomfortable questions around topics like, do we really need the appraisal system, okay, for us to get an increment? That creates so much of heartburn, okay. On top of it, after appraisals, you have something called a bell curve application or a normalization. Do we really need that? And what I'm amazed is some of the leaders are actually answering those questions very transparently, right? Catching the bull by the horn. So social, and you can think of 200 other ways it can be used. I think adoption of social in enterprises will depend on 2-3 success, will depend on 2-3 key criteria. One is there has to be very strong executive sponsorship. Unless the senior leadership, including the CEO or the managing director, is bought into the concept of a social media as a collaboration tool within the organization, it will not succeed. Second thing is too much of governance and measurement around a social media also is not right. You can't say week on week how many people have contributed how much, right? I am a Twitter user. I never tweet. I just go and follow a certain set of people, and I read what they are saying. So most people will be a passive, and it's all right. You can't put a gun on anybody's head and say, you tweet 2 times a day, before lunch. That's not how this media will be used. So that's all I had to say. I'm sorry I overshot my time. I'll